Hey everyone, this is Angela Dacey, helping holistic practitioners get unstuck in their marketing so they can live life colorfully. Today I have a special guest, Lara Marston, who has just launched her business. She's a first-time entrepreneur, just out of school, and she has Harvest Nutrition, and she actually will come into your home and cook for you. So we're going to be talking to her about her marketing, her challenges, and what her ultimate success is. So keep watching. Hey Lara, so I'm so glad you're here because I'm excited because you are completely a newbie into your own business. This is brand new for you.
Mm-hmm.
And how long have you been, like a couple weeks?
10 days.
10 days. Woo! Celebrate the
new.
successes. That's
Yes.
awesome. So tell me in those 10 days what some of your successes have been.
I have revamped my website. I've gotten to a point where I'm quite happy with the direction, and I'm happy with
Yay.
The content. It's really getting there and sort of representing who I am and where I'm going with my business and what I offer.
Good.
So I'm very, very proud and happy because I'm not a tech person.
Yeah. But you've done it yourself?
I did it myself.
Okay, that takes a lot of work.
It does.
Awesome. So that's huge success. And then I know too, you also just moved, so you've got your office set up now, so that must feel good too.
Mm-hmm.
Your space is set.
I feel like I'm at home in my space, and
Good.
it's got good energy for me to work from.
So you really, in a sense, can be an open book. If you don't know where you're focused or headed, do you know who your client is going to be or who you want it to be at this point?
At this point, I'm looking for a client that knows they need to do better with their diet.
That's true, because I didn't even say you're a nutritionist,
Yes, I'm
right?
a
My fault.
holistic nutritionist.
Okay.
So I'm looking for someone who knows that they need to do better and wants to do better and is looking to make a change for the better in their health and is on a journey. That's who I'm looking for. I'm not looking for sort of an interim result. I'm looking for someone who's on the path to wellness for themselves and their family.
Yeah, because I'm sure you'd want them to have the same passion you have as well. One of the things I think is really cool with your business and what's going to set you apart as that expert, maybe from someone else in the nutrition field, is that you want to go in and actually cook for people. So you want to teach them, which, I have to tell you, when I was like I'm probably going to date myself, but at least in my middle 20s, I remember going to a naturopath and then finding out the information that I had no dairy, no wheat, no sugar. And I came home and I bawled my eyes out. I had no idea what I could eat at that time. Now I eat like that.
Would be so surprised at how many people I hear that from.
Yeah.
I went to this great practitioner and they said, all I need to do is cut out dairy, gluten, and sugar. And I went home and I looked in my cupboard and my fridge and I realized that there is nothing there for me. And how discouraging and overwhelming for them.
Definitely.
So, and I've been there too. And the empathy I have for those people in that place is sincere.
Excellent.
And that's sort of why I see a gap in service that people really need, that support, at least at the beginning, and potentially, on an ongoing basis.
So have you thought about who you want to go to develop that affiliation so that you could get that database growing with those people who are getting that type of information?
Ideally, I think where I'm going is a naturopath who has a strong belief in the power of food, as opposed to perhaps a naturopath with a huge emphasis on supplements. Because they'll see the value in what I do, because they don't go into the home and they don't have that ability to be with their client as a support system, because it's a completely different business model. So I'm looking for someone who values and appreciates the service that I offer for their clients and sees how useful and how helpful it can be.
So that's good. So you really do have a handle on who your client is, how you're going to connect with where those clients are. So that's great. So being only 10 days into the business, are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling scattered? Or how's your emotional, mental health through all this?
Some days I feel like it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And then some days I feel like I suck.
Do you feel like you don't get enough checked off your list, or is it just...
Yeah, I think it's a combination of just wanting it so bad and not being able to do it all in one day.
Yeah, like be successful now.
Be successful right now and be an expert right now.
So how far are you goal setting?
I'm goal setting monthly and weekly right now.
Oh, good for you.
So
okay.
I I do it at the full moon. No, the new moon
Right.
is when I do my goal setting.
Good for you.
And then I do a weekly, beginning of the week, let's decide what's happening.
Good. Now, if it's okay with me bringing this up, I hope it is, because we had talked about it before, is that I know what it's like when you've got your list of, 50 things you want to accomplish in that week, which might take you a full month, but we think we're going to get it done Monday to Friday in 5 days, right? Have the weekend off with our families and friends. So in checking those things off, are you someone are you setting your expectations really high? Or are you finding that you're achieving them okay? Because I think we, especially as practitioners and people in our own small businesses, I just want to put out there, because people could be listening that feel the same way. We set such high expectations, and we always think we're going to over accomplish everything. But, chances are we're going to do a third of what we set out to do.
Yeah, I find that that's me. I have my list, and I do not ever accomplish all of it. And then that feels like a failure instead of understanding you only have so much, not just time, but also emotionally to give each day. And that saying, okay, this is a great quitting point, is a very valuable tool for an entrepreneur, because you come back to it refreshed instead of slamming up against that same wall for the rest of the night. You know what I mean?
A lot of us are high achievers, right? Like, we're entrepreneurs for a reason. We like the freedom, we like to make our own hours, but we also like to get out there and achieve and overachieve. So that was my concern for you, because I know with especially starting fresh, there's a million different things you could do and want done now. Like, I've been doing this for 18 years and I still have a big list every week. So that was my concern for you, is how are you handling that? So are you going over, because one of the things I find is, instead of seeing a failure, like if you've done 10 to 15 things, are you giving yourself credit and success for the 10 that you did accomplish?
Rarely, honestly. That's something that takes practice, that ability to celebrate.
Well, thanks for the honesty.
No one teaches you, hey, celebrate what you accomplished. Everyone says, hey, what didn't you finish today?
Good point.
That's how we're raised, and that's in school. You don't get credit for the 80% that you did. You talk about the 20% that you missed.
Yeah.
So that reprogramming is, that's going to take time. I'm aware that I need to. And I mean, the brain says one thing and then the heart says, but you didn't do it.
So what are you going to do for yourself to try to change that around? Because on one hand, it could be a core belief, or, if you get into NLP, or you get into some form of a modality that you could work with someone else, they can help. Maybe you can, cook them dinner and then they'll do NLP work to rechange your brain thoughts. But are you taking any time to try? Because really it's about reprogramming, redoing. So we almost have to celebrate. Like, I write 10 things I'm grateful for when I go to bed every night. Have you started doing like 10 things you accomplished or you have successful?
I'm not there yet, because I don't feel like I did 10 things that I was successful for. But it's very, very hard. It's very hard for me to accept.
Okay, so I'm giving you a challenge. But the challenge I want it to be, and for anyone else that's listening, is that it doesn't necessarily have to be just business oriented, because being a holistic entrepreneur, we really are tying in our personal life, our holistic life, spiritual. It's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. So I'm going to give you a challenge that at the end of every day, you take those 4 quadrants and you write something that you're grateful for in your success in the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. So for you, it could be, hey, I actually cooked myself a really great meal. Because how often do we serve our clients and not us? And we have to remember to take care of us. Or it might be, I did take a break in the middle of the day without guilt because I needed to rest. So would you take that challenge on?
Of course.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, of course.
Good. And then you'll start to really honestly love seeing it at the end of the day. I know for me, it was one of my only ways I could get through too when my list was way too long. So, and I worked with a business coach for years, and the list was so huge I burnt out. And I don't want to ever see a holistic practitioner burn out, because then we're not serving and helping our clients.
Exactly.
So you're starting fresh, so we can get you changing.
And we'll do those good habits from the beginning.
That's right. Okay, awesome. So you're excited then?
I'm so excited.
Good.
I'm so excited.
So how can someone get in touch with you then if they're watching this and say, oh, I love her energy and I want her to come cook for me and teach me all about holistic nutrition?
Well, I'd be happy to hear from them. My website is harvestnutrition.org.
Okay.
And all my other contact info is on there as well.
Perfect. So. And you have your blog too, right?
Yep.
Good
my
for
blog's
you.
on there, and my
recipes,
tips. I'm very into herbal medicine. So
Perfect.
Sort of some successes and some not so successes with herbal medicine is on there too. And
Great.
All my social media is on there too.
Okay, perfect. And then you're coming as well to the Holistic Marketing event. So hopefully we can help you really gain the knowledge you need to move forward and get into a more more successful, bigger, grander place without the stress.
Exactly.
In a short time. That's awesome. Well, thank you for speaking with me today, and I wish you so much success.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you.